have been marked as a non-residential use for 3 years up to 2018 with no interest. Because a mix of occupied and unoccupied units along this retail frontage is considered unlikely that they will be brought back into use. The proposed change of use would therefore likely have a beneficial impact on the character of the area and therefore be supported. In terms of the means for future occupied, the proposal now includes an enlarged communal round dining, 2 kitchen areas, 1 on the ground floor and 1 on the second floor, with each room have ensuite facilities and a communal yard to the rear. The rooms are acceptable from licensing standards, and we are therefore satisfied that the proposal will provide acceptable living conditions for future occupiers. Overall, given that the retail use has been vacant for at least 26 years, and the proposal provides acceptable living conditions for future occupiers, the application is considered to be acceptable and recommended for approval subject to the attached conditions.
Okay. There is no petition or objection, so obviously the applicant won't be allowed to speak. Is again no ward councillor. Okay. Open to members. David.
Just a very quick one. Could you put the plans up so we can see what the layout is on the 3 floor? The site visit is quite interesting, but those who weren't able to attend might like to see what the layout is.
Okay. You quite know doing that. Anyone else? Okay. We did go on. I'll say Ron.
Yeah, and I just I went on the site visit, and given the dereliction of the general area, and this particular property never been used for 26 years, you can see it was never been used for 26 years. It was, I think, anything that this development brings it back to life, and then provides a purpose for bringing it back to life, and also will then enhance the Davies area. So I think it's a development that we should be improving.
Okay.
That's what I would be proposing for.
Okay. Thanks, Ron. I'm going to Ian in.
Thanks. Sorry to be the one that disagrees again, but I am concerned that, yes, again, because we don't have a policy in place yet for HMOs, that we are in a position, because there are no planning grounds, to refuse this application. I don't feel it enhances the area at all. I accept the points about the retail use being empty for 26 years. There is no reason to allow HMOs to build there, to develop there. I do not believe this will enhance the area at all. I fully agree with the representations that we received from one of the ward councillors on this application, who attended the site visit with us. I think this yet again demonstrates that we have to urgently get past the 2nd of May and get a policy in place to deal with HMOs. Because I would not want to live there. I would not want anybody I know to live there in those conditions. That's my opinion. There's no planning grounds to refuse it. I accept that, Chair, so I don't need to be slapped down on that one. But I cannot vote for this application.
Okay. I think we've all wrestled with these issue of HMOs, but someone who has in their past lived in similar accommodation where they didn't have ensuite, where they were sharing a room and facilities with others in those properties. For many people, that is the beginning of changing life to move forward. So this type of accommodation, there is a market for it, and people wouldn't be building it unless there was people in need of this type of accommodation. I agree. In an ideal world, we will be able to, with a proper policy, be able to stipulate room size, facilities. The one thing that plays in my mind, some of the applications we have refused and lost on appeal, it seems futile. This is actually better than many that we've refused and lost on appeal. They are all ensuite rooms. Not ideal, and as you say, our choice would you live there, perhaps not. Some people don't have that choice. But certainly, in terms of providing units, there is an opportunity. Again, we all talk about protecting the green belts and protecting other spaces, but the conversion of offices and retail is certainly policies that are contributing to adding to the numbers of houses. So we have brownfield. Some people are advocating that, because the high street is struggling, that many shops have and will be converted into accommodation. So those policy issues to take in mind. We haven't got a reason for refusal. I guess members, if they feel they want to vote with their conscience, but we do want that policy in place so we can have some firm guidelines for us to be able to talk about the reasons for refusal. At the moment, it's not there, it's tied up with the local plan, and we all know what the local plan is up to. So I'm going to bring Kathy in and move, someone's going to move approval, I believe.
Just a quickie, I do agree with Ian's sentiments, and I think it would be nice to have a policy in place for HMOs, because presumably you might then have this as 4 units as opposed to 7. But if it means that 7 people are not living on the streets and are in accommodation, you said yourself, Stephen, we've all in the past, being very young players and lived in accommodation, it might be from our standards now is substandard. And I'm in the past lived on cheese and digestive biscuits in London. So for me, if it means that 7 people are not on the streets and they've got somewhere to sleep and somewhere to wash, then I would vote for it as opposed to others. Even though I do think we need to have a system in place where people have better accommodation.
I don't want to get into a debate, a wide range of debate, but, students live in this type of accommodation day in, day out, week in, week out. My son in Brighton is living in this type of stuff. So it's not just people who are homeless, there are categories of people who need that type of accommodation. So I don't want to stigmatise the property before it's even built.
Can I move approval, Chair?
Okay, is there a second for that? So it's been moved, and all those in favour of approval, please show. And those against? So that's been passed 11 votes and 1. Okay, so those in for that application, item 6, that's been approved. Okay. 10. Number 10. Number 8. Okay, we're moving to item 8 again, you Matthew, and then probably going to straight after that. I know a number of people on site is going to bring the environmental health officer in to explain what these things are for the layman's. Okay.
Okay, so planning permission is sought for the installation of 2 air source heat pumps within the curtilage of 53 FARR HALL Drive. Permission was granted in March 2018 for the demolition of the previous dwelling and the erection of 2 new dwellings within the site. Construction of these new properties is substantially underway. The heat pumps are located southeast of the dwelling being constructed and are situated some 2 metres from the boundary of the property with FARR HALL Drive. The site is screened by a brick retaining wall and mature landscaping which screens the pumps from view outside of the site. The site also sits elevated from FARR HALL Drive. The National Planning Policy Framework provides for renewable or low carbon energy and recognises that even small-scale projects provide a valuable contribution to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The development has been assessed having regards to any likely disturbance by way of noise and concluded that there is not likely to be any unacceptable intrusion or consistent nuisance for local and nearby residents by way of noise. Colleagues in environmental health have assessed the development in terms of a worst-case scenario that would presume the units being mounted on a hard surface and have a hard reflecting surface behind them with no absorption of sound, and have noted that the expected level of 30 dB at the nearest residential property is very quiet. The World Health Organization says that 30 dB is a level at which people can achieve undisturbed sleep. There are therefore no sustainable reasons to reject the development on noise disturbance grounds. The development will provide for heating requirements for the associated new dwelling approved in March 2018. The development will not impact on visual amenity or result in any unacceptable noise disturbance and is recommended for approval. There is a qualifying petition of objection in connection with this application.
I'll check from our records. Is someone here on behalf of the objectors, the petitioners? No? Okay, that means the applicant can't speak. The ward, is the ward councillor? No, Les has gone home. We've been to this road before tonight. So, right, I'm going to bring you in and tell us what these things are, because we're probably going to see a number of these applications come forward.
Thank you, and through you, Chair. Air heat pumps, and also here, probably in the future I'll talk about ground heat pumps, are devices used to, if you like, harvest heat from our environment and use them to heat homes. I shall try and describe roughly the principle, and it's not dissimilar to the fridges that you find at home. So, for example, your fridge at home, there is liquid circulating within it, and it takes the heat out of the compartment where you store your milk, makes it nice and cold, and it takes that, and effectively that heat is transferred by the liquid to the grill at the back of your fridge, which is warm. I can explain in more detail if you wish me to, but that, in a nutshell, is what it does. It moves heat from one location to another. Instead of the cold box in your fridge, this is planet Earth. It's taking the heat from the air outside, even if it's relatively cold, moving it inside. It does use electricity to do that. You will see that these look very similar to air conditioning units, and you could also kind of look at this as almost an air conditioning unit in reverse, except you're not blowing cold air around, but we are moving from one place to another. Through your jet, I'm happy to go into more detail if it's required.
I haven't got a clue what you said. No, I think we generally understand, okay? Open to members, got Tony first. Oh, Tony, Ron and Kathy.
Thanks, Chair. Just the obvious question. If there's a noise issue on adjoining properties, which are in the report about 40 metres away, surely it would have a detrimental effect on the site that we're actually being located on.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you, and through you, Chair. The noise has been assessed predominantly, you're right, looking at neighbourhood properties, because we're looking at the amenity of the neighbourhood. With windows closed on the facade of the property, again, I think it's unlikely that it would be sufficient to cause nuisance or disturb sleep within their own property. Nuisance legislation wouldn't apply to problems occurring within the facts of the property. We haven't done the calculations for that, but it's likely that it would cause disturbance.
Okay. Presumably the occupier has the opportunity to turn it off. So, Ron?
All I'm going to do, Chair, is move approval.
David first.
Just a very brief comment. I saw a briefing the other day attending Birmingham when we discussed this, and we did say that if for some reason your anticipation of what might be noisy became unacceptable, it could well be that we get the environmental requirements, and action could be taken to mitigate the noise if it became noisy. Not we all think it will, but if it did, there is a mechanism by which you can seek redress.
Certainly, if, for example, it was damaged or broke down, or wasn't used properly, and it was causing nuisance to neighbours, then the powers of the statutory nuisance would apply, and we would require the owner-occupier to correct the problem and stop that nuisance.
And as a chemical engineer, pumps can develop noise or get rattly or whatever, so there's a potential in the future. Kathy?
Yes, I was just going to say, it's sited far enough away from the property that's going to use it. It's 6 metres or so, 2 metres away, and it's on the FARR HALL DRIve. And the houses thereabouts are far enough away from each other that I can't see that it would cause any nuisance at all. And I'm sure that the homeowner is the first one to complain. So if Ron wants to move approve, I'm going to second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. I just wanted to express that I'm pleased to see something that's increasing carbon neutrality going through the world. I think if the schemes like this work, it sounds like this is the future, and I'm very pleased to see this popping up, and I see it more across the rest of the world.
Okay, well, it's certainly a first tonight, the first one of these I've had as a on a planning committee. I also learned, because you learn as you go along, if you're in a normal rural countryside area, the background noise is around 28 decibels. Is It was a quiet, very, very quiet road area, so that puts it in some context. Okay, so with a mover and a seconder, all those in favour, please show. Against? That's gone through unanimously. Thank you for that. So we're on item 10 now. Okay, and who's doing this one? Matthew again. Okay, and then again.
Okay, so planning permission is sought for the residential redevelopment at Manor Farm in BARNSTON. The site presently comprises of a number of buildings that include cottages, farm buildings and a wall of farm structures set around a central yard area. The proposal seeks permission for the modernisation and minor extensions to 2 existing cottages, together with the conversion of a barn, farm shop buildings into 3 dwellings and the redevelopment of 2 other barn structures into 5 dwellings. This would result in a total of 10 dwellings on the site, which is an increase by 3 from the existing 7 residential units currently on site. The site is situated within the Greenbelt and BARNSTON Conservation Area, and as such, proposals have been sensitively designed to retain and convert the most historic and architecturally important buildings on the site, and provide for a small number of new residential units that will replace poor quality and incongruous structures with a reduced footprint that will improve the openness of the Greenbelt. The existing cottages on the BARNSTON Road frontage will be modernised with some minor extensions and upgrading of the elevations, to provide for replacement windows and doors and the introduction of a new porch. The adjoining barn at the northern end of the cottages will be converted into a dwelling. Minor elevational trim changes for windows and a porch will also be added. On the south side of the yard, the former farm shop will be converted to create 2 new dwellings, with bedrooms provided in the roof space serviced by roof lights. The stone elevations will be retained. The tall, open-sided Dutch barn on the eastern side of the farmyard is not suitable for conversion and will therefore be demolished and replaced by 2 new dwellings in a semi-detached form. These units will be constructed in timber and stone to reflect the other stone buildings on site. The key planning consideration is the appropriateness of the development assessed against Greenbelt policies in the National Planning Policy Framework and the Rural Unitary Development Plan. The elevation improvements and some minor extensions to the existing cottages are considered appropriate development and accord with policy GB5, which deals with extensions to existing dwellings within Greenbelt. The reuse of the northern frontage barn and the adjacent stable building and the reuse of the former farm shop are also considered to be appropriate development, as the buildings are substantial and capable of conversion, with the form, bulk and design of the residential units being in keeping with their surroundings and not harmful to the openness of the Greenbelt or the conservation area. The proposals for the redevelopment of the northern barn and the Dutch barn are also considered to be appropriate development, as they constitute previously developed land. The redevelopment of this part of the site will not have any greater impact on the openness of the Greenbelt and its purpose in this location. The reuse of these buildings will enable them to be maintained in a viable use without risk of long-term vacancy and deterioration, which would potentially harm the setting of the BARNSTON Conservation Area. Notwithstanding the above, very special circumstances are considered to be present for the proposed scheme, which include the removal of unsightly and incongruous buildings and structures in the conservation area, and the retention of the historic fabric of the site, and the introduction of a more traditional form of development across the site. The removal of structures will open up the site that is considered to positively benefit the setting and significance of the conservation area. The new dwellings in place of the modern and unsightly farm buildings will result in a more traditional stone-built, enclosed, architectural-style yard that will complete the farm development form of buildings set around the central yard area. The consolidation of footprint and scale of development across the site will result in material improvements in openness and visual amenity within the Greenbelt. Overall, the proposals are considered to positively enhance the character and appearance of the conservation area and to improve the setting of the site within the Greenbelt. The development will enhance those elements within the conservation area that are presently considered to have either a neutral impact or negatively impact upon the character and area of the appearance of the conservation area. The extent of the reduced footprint and scale and massing of the development across the site will also enhance the sense of openness in the respect of greenbelt policy. Although by definition the development will have an impact on the openness of the greenbelt, the reuse of buildings and sensitive design, scale and format of the new build will allow for opened up views within and out of the site that will enhance the openness of the greenbelt. It is considered that the modernisation, conversion and redevelopment of the site will deliver high quality accommodation within a scheme that respects its location and will improve the openness of the greenbelt while seeking to enhance the setting of the conservation area. The application is recommended for approval and there is no petition in association with this development.
Okay, so no petition, so we can't ask the applicants. Is there a ward councillor present? No. Okay, open to elected members. Anyone, any comments? Okay, there seems to be
approval, Chair.
well, there seems to be an enhancement of the greenbelt, meets the criteria of enhancement rather than making things worse. So I'm not hearing any objections. Ron, you've moved approval. Is there a second then?
I'll second it, yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, Ryan seconded it. Okay, all those in favour of approval, please show. And those against? Nobody? Okay, that's passed unanimously. So we move on to item 11. Who's doing this one? You again? Okay.
Okay, so the planning permission is sought for the erection of 31 new dwellings. 25 will be detached properties and the remaining 6 semi-detached properties. The proposals include the demolition of 81 Glenavon Road to allow for the access point to the site to be widened and a replacement dwelling at this location is included within the scheme. The proposals follow a recent planning approval in September last year for 28 detached dwellings to be built on the site. Following the committee's resolution to approve that development, the application was referred to the Secretary of State, who responded that he did not wish to intervene and the decision of the Council could be progressed. Since the September approval, the submitted viability assessment, which has been independently appraised on behalf of the Council and its conclusions accepted, has demonstrated that the development is not financially viable if the 6 full-bed detached units of affordable housing are to be provided. Additionally, registered providers have shown little, if any, appetite for affordable units of the size approved in September 2018. Further viability assessment work has shown that the scheme will be financially viable with the provision of 6 smaller units accommodated within the development in 3 sets of semi-detached fares. This would also provide for a more sustainable form of development, in so much as it presents a mix of type and tenure of dwellings to meet local needs and demand. Registered providers have also reacted more positively to the smaller units. The remainder of the development remains as approved in September 2018. Members will be aware that an appeal decision allowed in November 2016 granted outline consent for residential redevelopment of this site, with indicative plans showing an outline of 32 dwellings. That consent remains extant and the current proposals do not exceed the number of units indicated in that consent. The proposals have not sought to revisit the issue of the loss of former sports use of the site, which ceased some 18 years ago. Indeed, the inspector, in reaching his decision in 2016, accepted that the value to the borough of new housing outweighs the loss of a long redundant playing field, which has made no contribution to the community as open space or as a playing field. Similarly, the inspector concluded that there was no requirement to provide for alternative provision elsewhere in the locality by way of commuted slum or on-site provision. More recently, the Secretary of State has confirmed that he did not intend to call in the recently approved application, having considered all of the relevant planning issues. These current proposals do not change the previously accepted position in that regard. The overall footprint of built development remains largely as approved by committee in September 2018. The principal change now sought relates to the provision of 6 semi-detached properties instead of the larger detached properties, and these units will be provided as affordable housing integrated within the overall development. The proposals contribute positively to the Council's housing figures and reflect the consent given in September 2018. The additional number of units is not considered to impact detrimentally on the character of the area or the local transport network, and it is considered that the proposals are acceptable having regards to local and national public policies, subject to a Section 6 agreement to secure the affordable housing units. There's no qualified petition or rejection.
Okay, there's no petition against, no, there's no ward councillor present. Okay, I think, anyone want to make any contributions, Sam?
Thank you, Chair. I think firstly I'd like to say, a few of the debate we had earlier, always excited to see affordable housing, and in this instance I think really pleased to see options for affordable housing for either new Pershore residents who are looking to get on housing by themselves or people who are looking to rent it. I don't have planning clause refusal as in a way that I think you talked through. I can't see any. I can't not express my disappointment on behalf of my residents that there is a feeling from them that there's been as much looking at, and it would just be a simple personal thing I think to developers to positively engage with residents at the time of developing. And if you're trying to move an application, I think move an application in its entirety. We saw in an application earlier where there's potential friction between neighbours and what that type of animosity can cause. And I think the residents of Glenavon and surrounding areas want a positive development. They just want to feel like they've been included and there was been considered. And I think we have seen occasions where developers have consulted and it's been a really positive engagement with the local community, and from the residents who I've spoken to, and they're great numbers, this isn't one of them. So I'm not moving refusal, I just would like to express a greater consultation with the existing residents.
Okay, I think the presentation last time there was some criticism, I think, from a ward councillor that they wanted more affordable housing on the site, so that ticks some of that box. I do feel this committee is somehow responsible for losing the opportunity of a playing field when we had the offer, an original application to come through. We, in our wisdom, refused it, lost it at the pier, and we're now in the position we're in. So we are where we are, as we say. Ian, do you want to make a contribution?
Just a quick question for the officers, please. We've heard a couple of references tonight, and this is the latest one in terms of liability assessments. There was some talk months ago about these being required to be made public, I believe, either from the Ministry of Housing or with some other body. Has there been any updates on that at all?
Guidance encourages us to make them publicly available. We have to make an assessment when we look at these assessments, what's contained within them, and whether there's any commercially sensitive information contained in those. That shouldn't be published. So we make that on a case-by-case basis.
That's a problem. Yeah. Just in the interest of transparency, to answer the point that Councillor Frost has made, could we not say to developers that we are minded to publish liability assessments, therefore don't put in commercially sensitive information or demonstrate why you can't? In the interest of transparency, because again, there is suspicion about how we live, what can and can't be delivered and why not. I just think in terms of taking out some of the heat from the applications, it would be useful to say here's a liability assessment.
What is it to do with the application?
Very briefly then, I mean, what we're minded to do is ask for two versions, because the commercially sensitive information helps inform us in terms of the decisions and the recommendations that we make. But we accept that some of that information can be made public, so a sort of watered down version as it were should be made public.
I mean, I think we did make an attempt at the beginning of the year, Dave, didn't we, as spokespersons, to sit around the table and look at how we can improve planning committee in all its manners. And, as I say, we are the window of the council on occasions. I think that will be for the next regime stroke planning committee to develop some policies that enhance us. So we can put that on the back burner for that, Ian, for discussion in future days. Okay, we have an application. If also does anyone prepared to move approval? So we've got Ron and Tony, the seconder. Is That agreed? All in favour? And against? Okay, so it's 11-1. We're up to now. Well done, you. Yes, so Ron. Okay, we're on to item 13. Yeah. Okay, it's a pre-reservation order. Are you doing that one? Okay.
I mean, very briefly, a tree preservation order was made on the site. There's been an objection to it by the owner of the site. Notwithstanding that objection, the trees have significant community value in the area, and we're recommending that the committee confirm that order.
Okay, any no contributions from members? Is someone prepared to move approval? Someone seconded, so it's Kathy and David. All those in favour, please show. Any against? That's unanimous of those who are present. Someone can give our George a shout. George! Okay. Item 14 is appeal decisions that we've heard. No sort of any patterns that we can be involved in that, so I'm just simply going to move that we note that. Okay?
Yeah.
Is that agreed? All agreed? Okay. Do we need a vote on that? No. Okay, so it is the last one of the year. So traditionally, the chair says nice things about the officers. Traditionally, no. Actually, the officers have said as well, it's been a difficult year. We know the department's had difficulties, and we are filling roles better than we are, and still there are still glitches here and there within the department. But as this committee has gone through, we've been well served by our solicitors, minute takers, and our new addition this year, the webcaster, and our environmental health and highways officers, and of course our plant officers. So I'd like to pay tribute to them and thank them for a great year's work on our behalf. And there's something else I'd like to say, because I know we had a bit of a love-in at the full council, but particularly on planning committee, David Elderton has made a singular contribution to planning life, if you like, on the Wirral. I think we've been 19 years solid on the committee, both as chair, vice chair, spokesperson, you name it, you've done it. So you've made an absolutely first class contribution to it. On a personal basis, because I was like thrown in the deep end of it as chair, working with you as a spokesperson, I've learned a great deal from you, and your background knowledge in construction has been absolutely immense. So I pay tribute to you on a personal basis. I'm sure all the councillors around here find you a very nice person, a person who you can talk to, a person you can ask and talk without being judged back on. And I'd like to say that that's something significant and not commonplace as you would think amongst the political world. So I put my hand in my pocket, mate.
First time ever.
Yeah, a bottle of wine, mate. So congratulations.
Without saying something.
Come on then. Put your mic on then, kid.
Very quickly.
Put your mic on, mate.
In all fairness, I have to say I've enjoyed the last 19 years. I feel as though I have tried to make a contribution to what's gone on. I've tried to work with officers. We've had a wonderful set of members who've been on the committee over the years. There's so many, I can't recall them all. I think Stuart, Stuart's been there for quite a while. But it's been such a lovely experience to deal with all the people, the officers in particular, have found immensely helpful. They've always given me full support, and I've always felt that I could return that by trying to give them support as well. And I do appreciate what you said. In fact, I don't know whether you remember very early on, I think it was before I became chairman, I think you were probably in charge of the council as leader at the time. And you made some comment to the effect when I was responding saying, well, you'll be a safe pair of hands. I don't know whether you remember that, but I remember somebody reporting to me, I didn't get it from you. That was probably one of the nicest things you could have said. I've tried to keep this committee non-political. It was very political at the beginning, and I tried to change that. I think we did manage to do it over a period of about 3 or 4 years, Brian, you probably remember it, back at some stage. And I've had such lovely experiences with so many staff members, officers, and everybody else associated with the council. So all I can do is thank you very much for the memories I've got of this committee and all the things I believe we jointly achieved on behalf of the people of Wirral. So thanks, Steve.
Bring the meeting to close, and I wish everybody who's up for election the greatest of luck, including myself. Everybody will see what happens next year. Cheers.
Thank you.